episode. Page 45. Both Imogen and Tilda had invested in heavier but more comfortable Thermarest inflatable pads, but Beck still liked her eggshell pad, which accordioned into a featherweight rectangular prism. You may have noticed an object similarly described that was on top of my backpack. Just as a lot of the equipment that Imogen had is really my equipment, a lot of Beck's equipment is my sister's equipment. So this is my sister's very lightweight mattress pad. These are great in that they really are very easy to carry, and you can sort of fold them up and make a little seat when you're leaning against a rock or something. But really, if you're going to be in an area that's either cold or very rocky, I think it's a lot more comfortable to have an inflatable Thermarest pad. But my sister's hardcore. On page 48, Beck sets up their kitchen in the Grand Canyon and prepares their first meal. And the stove was about the size of a 32-ounce can of tomatoes. As much as I'd hoped to show you that particular stove, unfortunately it was my dad's stove. And my dad is 79, and a couple years ago, before he moved, he got rid of all of his backpacking equipment. But that stove, as described in Getaway, was the stove that we used as a family for years and years and years. We used it in the Grand Canyon, we used it in West Virginia. So I can't show you that stove, but I can show you my sister's stove. My sister's stove is quite a bit different than the one described in the book. These supports actually fold up. This attaches directly to a fuel canister. I don't have the little gadget with me at the moment, but there's a thing that can connect this directly to this, and then you'd be able to light the stove directly from the little gadget. And then when your flame is going, obviously you wouldn't be holding it, it would be sitting on the ground. But you would take your pot of water and you would set it on top, and I have the lid down there, and you'd wait for your water to boil, and then you would pour it into your freeze-dried dinner bags. This little simple setup is sufficient to feed 4 people for a week.